Hey there, welcome to part 3 of the Scrappy Basket series. We're using up scraps and bits and pieces of reed from our workspace and previous basketry projects and turning them into a useful basket. If you want to dive in, the links to the other videos in the series are in the description below, and you'll find a link to my email update list. You'll get a regular email about basket weaving and access to our free printables library. In the library, I have an instruction sheet on the Scrappy basket, so you can print that out and reference that as you're working. Since we wove the walls of the basket and have come to the top of our spokes, we're ready to do the cut and tuck. Wet your basket down once again so that it's nice and damp. It's probably dried since the last time you worked on it. Get everything nice and damp, and now allow it to sit and allow that water to soak in for a few minutes, probably about 2 or 3 minutes, to make sure these spokes are nice and pliable before we start working. While you're waiting for those to soak, we can go around and cut away some of these spokes. So all of the spokes that are behind that top weaver, we're gonna cut away. So I'm gonna come and cut this flush with that top weaver. And because we were doing a twill weave pattern, that's 2 spokes right next to each other. And here where we have 3 spokes, here I'm going to leave 1 in place, so I'm not cutting away 3, I'm just cutting away 1, and I'll have an extra one to tuck in place. So try to pack that row and get these nice and flush with that top weaver, going around like so. Once those are all cut away, you can throw the scraps in the trash or compost them. And then these have probably soaked long enough now so you can come in, and all of the ones in front you're gonna fold flush with that top weaver right up against that top, sandwiching in place. And this one that I didn't cut on the 3 spoke overlap, I'm gonna fold to the outside so that it's overlapping that top weaver, and then this one will fold to the inside like so. Ideally I would have cut this middle one, but I didn't think of it soon enough. All of these spokes I'm gonna trim down so that they will go into the basket, and I can tuck this. Move these out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna lift up the rows inside of the basket and tuck this in behind the weavers so that it's held in place and it sandwiches this top row of weaving and gets folded into the basket. So same thing for this one. I'm gonna trim this down a bit, lift it up these rows, tuck it in place. And I'm trimming and folding and tucking all of these ends in. And what this does is hold the top row of weaving in place, and therefore all following rows or rows below that, and holds the structure of the basket in place so that when we get to the rim's going to sandwich over this top row and the cut and tuck spokes that we're working on right now and hold the entire basket together. So that's how we get the nice secure structure of a basket, is doing this fold over, cut and tuck, and then finishing off the top with a nice rim. Okay, and this guy I'm gonna do to the outside, so I'll cut this flush with that bottom row so that it doesn't show. Lift these rows here and just go over that top row and behind the rest so it hides to the outside and doesn't show under these rows here. So then you have a little end sticking out here. I'm gonna tuck this under that previous row like so and trim this down a little bit more. Thanks for joining me in this session. I'll see you in the next one. Happy weaving. Bye.